Hello ladies and gentlemen, we're starting back up again with some more Kingdoms of Amalur. Check this out. It didn't save last time when we went and got our armor and everything. What is... My controller doesn't seem to want to work properly, so hang on, let's unplug this, then we'll plug it back in, and yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay, so we're going back in. I'm just gonna leave all this stuff that I'm not gonna use. The only one person said what kind of fighting style. It's Mr. I don't know, Mr. Hughes 5, MRHUSSE5. That's the name. I'm taking that to be Mr. Hughes 5. He said he wanted to see some finesse and sorcery. So that's the only person that actually commented on what type of battle style that they'd see. So, Mr. Hughes, if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. You can comment in the next video, and I'll learn your name, and I'll remember it. And I'll say it right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get some of this stuff out. So let's see the truth. No, we don't need that. The field. No, that's a shitty scepter. Don't care about that. The tower, the beast, the forge, the running man armor. Yeah, we'll get the running man armor, hood, gloves, leggings, and the boots. Let's see, the knight. Yes, the knight. And oh, we'll get the moon as well. We'll take the wind just in case. And let's see, what else should we do? Should we get the guardian greaves, or should we get the valley hand wraps and the valley shoes? We can get the hand wraps and the cowl. That's what we can do. See, the thing is, with the armor, with the running man stuff, you can get the bonus. You can get the bonuses with a limited number. So like 10%, we can get 10% more health, straight up like that. If we equip 2 of the running man things, and then we can get mana regeneration. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the helmet on. I'm going to put the armor on. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all that. I'm going to put the hand wraps on. And let's get rid of that. And go ahead and put those on. The leggings. We'll put on the running man boots. Get rid of those. We'll use the moon and get rid of this. And let's see. So we're not going to actually see the helmet because that thing's disgusting, so we're obviously not going to put that on. Now, we've got the full set bonus because we only need 3 of 5 to get the full set bonus right there from that. And I think I might just jump in there and pop on the valley boots too.
Greetings.
Yeah, we'll pop on the valley boots too. And yeah, the shoes. Sorry, not the boots. They're shoes. So let's go ahead. Inventory, weapons, primary. We're gonna go with the knight. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of all this stuff because we don't need it. So we're gonna go with the knight, but we can switch out to the wind at any time. Honestly, I may go with the wind anyway, just because it has a health steal chance. But thing about the knight is, even though they're both fast, the knight is faster, and also when you sneak up behind people, you do a lot more damage. However, we're not going to be sneaking very well right now, so I'm not going to be really worried about it. But I am going to carry around the knight, because if I do upgrade my sneaking just a little bit, you know, we'll be doing a lot better. So let's see, where are the valley shoes? Boom, go ahead and pop those on. They look stupid. Sorry. It looks stupid. But I have mana regeneration now. And I have mana regeneration per second. Increased lightning damage and stuff. So if we're going to be doing a combination of thievery and of finesse and also sorcery, then, you know, if we put it all together, then this is the best way to do it, really. Because that increases my mana regen +1 per second. 2 mana regeneration. Now that's just not 1 mana regeneration per second. That's 1 to the overall skill, which translates in percentages. So it depends entirely on how much mana you have at the time. The more mana you have, the faster it will respawn. And it's weird because you would think that it respawns basically the same amount. However, as your mana pool increases, instead of it still like taking 5 seconds to refill half your mana or something along those lines. It's literally, it would take 5 seconds to refill half your mana if you had like 100, and if you had 200, it would take like 3 seconds. So the percentage, it works in a very strange manner. But, you know, that's how it goes. And that's +1 there. Plus, if you actually look at the hand wraps, you got 10% regeneration. Head, you get 10%, 15 regeneration, 5% mana cost reduction. Feet down here, more mana regeneration, lightning damage. So you got stuff like that going on the entire time. And it may actually be worthwhile if I look at I'm going to look at the robes real quick. It may be worthwhile to keep. Yeah, you know what? Those are pretty good now that I'm thinking about it. So I might as well just go with the. We'll just go totally. We'll just go all out with the Valley set. So we'll just be a straight up mage, and yeah, that may be good. +4 to health. Boom. So we got 73 health. You know, that's not bad because 10% health at this level, since I have like 70 something health, that would be 7 additional health versus 4. So we lose 3 health. Literally not a big deal. But when you're at much higher levels, then of course that kind of stuff is much more important. Now we're gonna go over here, talk to this dude, start some questing.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever. Just look at the poor creature.
So she's been beaten to the brink of
Beaten
death.
to the brink of death. It appears people simply
And she was
don't know
attacked.
why
Nobody
such
gave a
knowledge
shit.
is such- Well,
And
you know what? I'm
you're
going
like,
to
all right,
suggest
I'll
something a bit
help her because I'm not a dickbag.
untraditional. There's a fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I hope you stay in town.
And Eri is literally, she just, you can see her from over, yeah, if you go like over here, you can actually see her. She's just chilling on top of the hill, like watching people, like a creeper, like creepers do. I think she's right, yeah, she's over there. You can't see her from right where you are right now, but...
Are you content to live among the lives of the mission? They look down their eyes at you. They
Can't
laugh
see her.
at
Alright,
ignorance.
well, if you can get inside, which we have to take this quest.
Arrived just
You need aid?
nights ago.
I will aid thee. Yes, I will
If
help.
Thara
I'll be
betrayed
glad to do such a thing.
His
Yes.
order reigns.
Fantastic.
Brother E, please find him.
Alright, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to move my recording software. I've got it on my second monitor and it's timing, so it lets me know exactly how long I've been recording. So we're gonna head on out into the depths. Yeah, like you do. So I'm gonna go pick up some different quests, and when I actually get to an area that's interesting, I'll start back up again, because if I show you every second of travel, literally turns this into just infinitely longer. However, in the beginning section, it's not that interesting because it's the beginning section. So I run around town, buy some stuff, sell some stuff, get rid of some things that I don't need, and then later on, it's nowhere near. Now, see, if this was Skyrim, I would be murdered for that. Here, people don't care. Like, it's chicken. They're made for killing. Good job, you killed chicken. No one cares. Skyrim, I'd be murdered for that. Now, in the beginning area, because it's not very interesting, I'm going to skip around a lot of stuff and then just do quests and show you the actual quests, because that's where the interesting stuff happens. I will show you the storyline stuff. I will not skip out on any of that. And then later on, things in villages become much more interesting, because villages themselves are under siege and people need help and protection. And there are a lot of like sudden events, so I'll keep it recorded then. But in the beginning, you're going to see a little bit of jumping around. But I will let you know that it's happening. And it's literally to get into the more interesting bits of the story, so that you guys have some more fun watching things that are cool versus watching just the beginning fetch quest kind of stuff. It's just like, go out and kill things, go out and fetch this, destroy X number of crates, so on and so forth. And it's literally just to level you up till about level 10, and then that's where stuff really starts taking off. It doesn't take too long to get to level 10 either, a few hours. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that, so I'm going to pause it, and we're going to head out. So, here we go, guys. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. I had to go backwards, back to this guy, the Fate Weaver, and unbind my destiny, because I'd put stuff in Might, and since Mr. Hughes Mr. Hughes 5 said quite clearly that he wanted finesse and sorcery, and since nobody else said anything, I went ahead and changed my skills. So now we have charge attacks for the Fey Blades and daggers. That's a Fey Blade charge attack. Daggers are a bit like that, except much faster, and you can do it multiple times in a row, which I'll show you later on. This is the charge attack for the chakrams. Incredibly powerful. It doesn't look as interesting. And we're using a different shield. We're using this shield instead because it increases my magic damage. Now I don't have any spells because apparently if you resituate all your spells and stuff, you can do you take away the lightning spell that you get at the beginning. You can take away the sneak skill that you get at the very beginning in your thief slot. So you can get 2 extra skill points, or I guess it's skill points. I'm not sure if it's skill points because the skill points basically refers to where is it? Dang it all. Destinies? No, abilities. So these are abilities. Ability points, I'm sorry. The skill points are actually the like persuasion, thievery, that kind of stuff. That kind of nonsense. So we're gonna go over here. This is where the first quest is, basically, is right over here inside of this little area I'm about to go into. We can go ahead and put that up. We'll keep that and that and that. Junking things and then keeping other things. Check out these little guys. Boom! That's the dive that you get through the Fey Blades. And we can show you the daggers instead. Boom. Go ahead and post those up. Sweet. We'll head on in here and then I'll show you exactly what the charge attack for the daggers is. This is the first quest. I mean, kind of. It's like it's one of the potential first quests that you can use. It's literally the closest to the village, so it's like the quest that you can initially do, the easiest.
What are you doing down here? So, are you foolish or just stupid?
So this place is haunted, he says.
Oh, I see. Nanny always was a fool. So immersed in her work that she failed to see the deception before her very eyes. The Red Legion has her formula, as I gave it to them.
Dun dun dun! So her little apprentice or whatever was actually just a traitor.
Where they will fetch a high price. Poor Nanny. So trusting, so pathetic. Of course she can never learn of my... It is time.
So that's the special ability when you're using the daggers. This is what I'm talking about when I say that the chakrams are unbelievably powerful. Like, they're ridiculously good. Look at that. You just smash the shit out of everything. Diving back and forth like that. Now, it's one of those abilities, it's weird. The dagger ability has a very good chance of doing a whole lot of damage to one individual. But if there's multiple individuals around, then like after you're done with one dash, like wherever you end up, like over here, whatever the closest enemy is, that's the one that you'll lunge for next. So it's a little odd in that respect, but I mean, it depends. Like if you manage to thin the ranks, then it's a really good ability. Oh my goodness, he can see me, even though he's like asleep. And now everyone else is immediately aware of what I'm doing. I knew that was coming. I tried to dodge, but since I was in mid-attack, I wasn't allowed to. See how you just dash around? But it's really cool to like, it's one of my favorite of the charge abilities because it offers you so much mobility. So you just flash everywhere. And each hit, if you have, if you have daggers that are able to poison or do ice damage, electric damage, anything like that, you have a chance of doing that damage every time you hit somebody. Also, if you have like lifesteal, every time you hit somebody, you have a chance of activating your lifesteal or mana steal, depending, you know, what it is. Boom! Really easy to smash people up in this game. You're incredibly powerful, even though, like, I have to be careful though. As you can see, my weapons, my armor is not really suited for hard combat, which is what I'm used to. Actually, I don't really know why I'm even using the mana, because I don't have a spell right now. So it's better for us to switch our armor over to the Running Man set instead. And then we'll forget about the Valley set for now. And once we actually have spells, then we'll switch it over to the Valley set instead. But right now, we'll just go with the Running Man set. So it'll increase our critical damage, which is really useful. Basically, at the beginning of the game, the melee sets are like things that increase your melee damage or your damage mitigation. Much, much more useful than things that allow you to use more spells. Because when you start the game, you have one spell available, and it's the lightning spell. And not really that great of a spell. It's okay, but you can't spam it because it has a cooldown. And on top of that, it takes so much mana that even with your regeneration and stuff, and it's single target, it's just not as good. Because meleeing, you can actually hit like multiple people at a time. So you can actually help take out a group of enemies. Whereas with the spell, it's literally all just single target attacks. That's all there is to it. Oh, I thought one of those dudes was alive. He wasn't. Repair kits, and then from these guys you'll find like, you know, alchemy stuff. Like, that's all alchemy things except for that cloudy gem. Gems are used to gems you can use to put into weapons to give them increased attributes like poison, lifesteal. You can put them in armor to give you increased armor values, increased HP, things like that. And then later on, if you upgrade, I believe it's blacksmithing or sage crafting, one of the two. With sage crafting, we actually start off a little better in because of our class. It's +1 to sage crafting. So if you upgrade your work with sage crafting, then you learn how to manipulate gems a bit better. So you can actually combine low level gems to create higher level gems, and then you can input those into sockets and things. You can use multiple gems when you're crafting new weapons or armor later on. So it's really useful in the late game. Early game, you're not going to worry about it nearly as much because it's just not all that important. But later on, it becomes very, very important. Sturdy gauntlets. Oh my goodness! Like basic expensive trim. That is for making armor. And
Sometimes it's too hard to believe. But you can accept
leveled
the
up because I
strangest
found a
fact
rock.
that you were wrong. Yes. But back
So
in
like
the
Sagecraft 1,
is
you can create
horrible.
powerful gems using lambent quality shards. Better quality shards drop more frequently. Lambent is the lowest level shard, I believe. Or maybe it's cloudy. Yeah, it's cloudy. There you go. So you can make better gems if you upgrade that a little bit. Now I'm going to lower. I'm going to work. Well, no, I'll undo that. Let's go ahead and we're just going to stick with 1 persuasion. When I max that out, then I'm either going to start working on lock picking or possibly detect hidden. One of those two. And now we get to upgrade a few more things. So finesse, as you can see, is already up a little bit. Now, I can pop something on Dagger Mastery, which will make my daggers increase physical damage and percentage damage. I can't do anything with Fey Blades just yet because I have to put more into Finesse. However, here in a second, I will actually be able to do that. Now, if I pop that down, I will immediately be able to go into Precise Weaponry 2, which allows me to use delayed attacks. So if I just pop one down, then I'll have the delayed attack. And then if I level it up again, they have a chance of applying damage over time. And then up it even more, and you'll gain extra Fate to activate your Fate ability, which is pretty cool. So this will increase my damage with Fey Blades, and then percentage damage with Fey Blades as well. Or I can continue to up this. 3 damage, 10% with daggers, and then so on and so forth. Or I can put something into sorcery and actually get an effing spell. I do need to... I think I need to do at least... I need at least one spell in this. So we'll go ahead with that. And if you go ahead and look down here, Finesse Sorcery, to get Disciple, I have to have 6 in Finesse and 6 in Sorcery. Which means our next level, I'm going to have to put all 3 skill points into Sorcery-related things, and then I'll be able to unlock that next level. But we're gonna go ahead and keep the mana cost. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead with that. So boom, we're good to go there. Consumables, yeah, we got some new consumables and stuff. I stole a greater health potion from Nani because. And Nani's the woman. She works in the potion house, like the potion place at the very beginning of the level. She gives you a quest to go investigate her missing apprentice, which is that guy that we already killed, and then we have to go about and destroy all of the crates. And then we go back to Nani, and she's like, "Thank you so much for being a badass. Here, have some money," and then you get some money. And you also get like a few potions and stuff, but they're like regeneration potions. Now, to do the to heal that woman who got injured, the Fae, you have to have a greater healing potion. And then when you talk to the lady who's like watching the town from on high, like a creeper, she says, "I've always been curious as to how your mortal remedies would work against us because we have immortal bodies, but it'd have to be strong because we have immortal bodies." But she's a lot bitchier about it. She basically insults the human race in its entirety. And so you have to have a greater health potion. The only way to do it is either make one if you have the ability. You don't unless you have like at least, I think, +2. I can't remember how you actually go in and look at your skills. I swear. Yeah, right there, skills. So I think you have to have like at least 3. Yeah, you have to have at least 3 into alchemy to be able to craft a greater healing potion because it needs 3 reagents instead of just 2. So you can't craft a greater healing potion unless you put at least 3 into this. Not really. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people like to do alchemy early on. Alchemy is really useful because you can create potions, and potions are kind of expensive. Me, I always have enough money that I don't care to buy potions. And also I find potions fairly easily, so I did not even notice those guys were there. So we'll do quite a bit more damage now because we've leveled these things up. Now that was the delayed attack you saw right there. You do an uppercut which knocks them on their asses, so it's really easy for you to pile on the damage because they're disabled, and you can actually knock like multiple people up at once instead of just like the one person. Let's see what else we got going on. What was I talking about? Alchemy. Oh yeah, alchemy. So you can either put 3 skill points in, make a greater healing potion, buy one for like 1,400 gold, which is pretty expensive at the beginning. I sold a lot of that legendary stuff that I had in the chest that I wasn't going to use. Got 5,500 gold. That is a lot more than you would normally start off with. But again, that's one of the things that you basically, like I was saying before, the armor and weapon bonus just gives you a quicker start in the beginning, so it's easier for you to like start out. That's all there is to it. But you can also steal a greater healing potion from Nani's basement if you want to do that. And it's really easy to do. And by far the cheapest way of doing things. So of course that's pretty much what I always do. Just because again, it's the easiest thing to do. Let's go ahead and pick this lock. Bada boom. Yep. Take all. So, steal it from her basement. A lot easier. An iron shock disc. This is to make an early on. This is the base material needed to craft chakrams. Are discs. Now, the fact that this is a shock disc means that it will have lightning element attached to it, so it'll do increased damage with lightning. It's iron, so it's the lowest level of all the weapons, besides rusty, but you can't make rusty weapons because no matter what level your blacksmithing is, you are not that shitty when it comes to forging new weapons. Apparently, you're just innately better than that, which is good. But like with most games, iron is pretty much the worst. So you got like a brace. Iron brace, that'll make like iron pants. And then you got cloudy protection shards. We can look at those later. But basically, different shards have different like special effects. So we're going to go ahead and add that to junk. We're going to keep those two. Now, one of the best things to buy early on, like if you're wondering what you should be using your gold on, there are two options really, in my opinion. The most useful things by far are either health potions. Now, did you hear singing people just then? That was the brownies. In order to fool you, they will sing like ladies, and that's what they do in the forest. Is they sing like women, in order to fool people into thinking there's like a band of women nearby. Blah. Get cut up. Now I have a problem really with I'm one of those guys that if you get a special ability in a game, I love to save it for a boss. Like I never know when a boss is gonna pop up, so I don't want to waste it. So for instance, I have full fate right now. I could activate it and use it like whenever I wanted to. I'm one of those people that's very hesitant to do that. In this game, however, you do not need to be hesitant because you fill up your fate at a relatively quick pace. So, you might as well just use your fate whenever you feel like it. The best way to do it is obviously the more enemies that you can fight at once, the higher your experience bonus will be when you activate it. Now, that's really the reason for the delayed attack on the Fey Blades. Is that if you use a delayed attack, you'll knock them back, and then you can immediately charge your ability and dive at them. So it's an initiation ability. It allows, or it's an interruption ability. It allows you to charge up so that you can use your special attack. That's its basic form. There's this guy over here getting attacked by a boggart. Boom. Then you talk to this guy.
What could a mortal vagabond need with Casmaran, the Eternal, messenger of the faith?
This is a quest that you pick up at the church, which I think I did earlier.
Wait, they are named in exchange.
Blah, blah, blah.
Fine.
He got tricked by some people, basically. You can see it early on. He doesn't. There's some people that said there's a legendary armor, and if he can bring this legendary piece of equipment to them, they will accept him into their fold and their fae, and they'll give him untold power if he can do it himself. But it's obviously nonsense, because if they had untold power, why wouldn't they be using it in order to get this little mystical thing? And I'm going to wait for that boggart to show up too. And then I'm going to use my fate ability. Because as I was saying before, it's better, I mean, if you want to use your fate ability, it's better to do it when there's multiple enemies at once, so you can get the most out of the experience bonus. Now, it's not ever going to be enough, like, unless you're fighting, there's specific monsters you can fight, which will be enough to almost level you up immediately. Most notably, trolls. I've actually fought multiple trolls at once. That's usually later into the game, because it's kind of difficult to do. But fighting, like, multiple trolls at once gives you so much experience. Also, later on, you can learn how to craft experience potions. You can also find them. And if you use the experience potions on top of your fate ability, you gain like shit tons of experience. Because there are some that give you like 100% more experience.
Among them, by then.
So we got to get the silky veil. The silky veil is actually, it's one of those. I was talking earlier about like how the starter equipment is pretty much the best equipment at the beginning of the game. There's nothing else you can really find or make except for a few articles that are better. The Silky Veil is one of those few articles at the beginning of the game that you can get that is literally better than any of the other stuff that you can get. Silky Veil is a ballin' rare item that you can get at the start of the game. Junk! It's pretty fantastic. Gotta be careful down here. There's traps. Those things, they explode, knock you all over the damn place. Later on, you can learn how to undo those, but... And he'll set those off himself as well, so you have to watch his stupid ass. And yes, he can get hit by them. He's running out of their range, but he can get hit by them. Over here is the start of a special long quest. We have to fight these little sprites, which are annoying as piss, by the way. Sprites are some of the most annoying enemies in the game, because if you don't corner them, you saw him do that like little charge thing. When they charge up and do their stupid little charge attack, it is the most irritating thing ever. Now, you get some coins and Amon's Key. Now, Amon's Keys of the seasons, there's autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And later on, there's a dungeon, which you can go into regardless, I believe. But if you get to the end of the dungeon, there's like a special treasure room. You can only unlock the treasure room and get the special rare items that are inside if you have the keys, Amon's Keys of the season. I think it's in an old, like, abandoned ancestral home. Whoa! See, that charge attack is really annoying. Now, one-on-one, it's nowhere near as bad, but when you're fighting like several of them at the same time and they're all charging up and attacking you, they can initiate a series of stuns that is just an enormous pain in the ass.
We must find the veil.
Boom! Ooh! Thought you were gonna trick me. No! And then the Silky Veil is in here. And also there's sprites. Now, the combat system, few people have been complaining about it in the comments of my first video. The first video wasn't nearly as successful as I was hoping it would be. So I'm not sure how this series is going to end up doing, but I really like the game, so I may just continue playing regardless. And we're going to end this video after I'm done collecting the Silky Veil, because it's already going to be about 30 minutes long. And we've already done a couple of quests, so that's pretty good. But the combat system is not the best. I will agree. It's not the best combat system. It's kind of irritating at times, but really, once you get used to it, once you start getting used to the flow of combat and how you can get interrupted, how you can interrupt other people, what skills are the best for the weapon set that you want to specialize in, and what weapon combinations are the best, it gets a lot easier. It gets a whole heck of a lot easier to deal with. You do have to be careful in this game, though. Because, like, NPCs like this, they can die. And instead of just getting, like, a quest failed mark, not only will the quest fail, but you will be completely unable to finish it. So, there you saw I have maxed out my I'll let him handle that. I'm gonna head over here. This guy is a quest. He's one of the Crast brothers. And I have to kill the Crast brothers and collect their weapons in order to prove that I am badass enough to join the Warsworn. So if I do this, pick up their knives, it's proof that I'm a badass and I can join the Warsworn. Now, fortunately for us, this area that we popped out next to has some of the crates that we need to break up for Nani's quest. So we're almost done. We're almost done with what's his name's quest, though. Where's the other crate? It's over here.
Let's go.
And I think there's a few more crates. Yeah, there's some crates over here. If I gather all these guys together to fight me and then go down here and gather up some of these guys. Can literally fight everybody at once. Hey! Come back over here. I need everybody. Boom! Now it begins! Is she down? Yeah, she's down too. Boom! Oh, and then you guys come in, really? Silly. Whatever, you's dead. And we head up here and let's see, how many crates do I need? I only need to smash 2 more. Where's the other one? Oh, it's that one. And then boom. So we smashed all 10 crates for Nani's formula. And we can go turn that in.
Good to be outside again.
Now you can persuade these guys to not be dicks if you want.
What is this? A little Egan has made a friend? I have a feeling this is going to be a problem. Obviously,
You're not
anyone
Faye.
who has ever glimpsed a Fae would know that. Unlike little Egan here, your head holds more than fantasies. The Feylands are such fertile ground for games. The inhabitants are so oafish you can fill your pockets with hardly any effort. Are you going to give us what's rightfully ours, or do we need to start a new game? My brother and I are always ready to play.
So there's the threat. And you can either persuade them that the veil is cursed, or you can say, what if I wish to keep it?
You have to pay for it with your life. You see, we have much invested in this deception. We may be criminals, but we're an honourable pair. We worked hard for our prize, and now we mean perhaps
And
I
I'll
didn't
just-
make. We came for the veil,
And then you can just fight him instead, which is what I prefer to do, honestly. As per the usual, like with most adventurers. I prefer to kill the crooked criminals and take their monies.
I didn't know. How could I?
Blah, blah,
Bye
blah.
now.
And then he runs off to go home. But we actually have to escort him home. So that's a thing. Now, I've said it before. I really liked this game. First time I played it, I'd planned on doing a full LP of it, but it was difficult to do. So instead of doing a full LP, I ended up just saying, forget it, I'm not going to do an LP. I'm just going to play it for myself for fun. And maybe later on, I will do an LP of it instead. And I also had other games that were going on at the same time. I think I was doing some Skyrim, which when I had to reformat my computer, a lot of games come back to that. I had to reformat my computer once upon a time. Viruses. And
Must we? Although all of those things. Perhaps
you're
it is
going
for-
home.
See you later.
Bye. And then this guy comes out and he's like, hey, good job. There. And you got some strengthening daggers, which are nothing. Literally nothing. So I got this scepter. I'm going to pop that up. Pop that up. 10 damage, 13 damage. Get rid of that. I don't need that. And I don't need this because I'm not using it. And let's see, what new armor did I get? I picked up an armor piece earlier. Yeah, this I wanted to get rid of. Now the Silky Veil is really, really good. You've got chance to steal mana. You got reduced mana cost, mana steal, and mana regeneration. So it's just, and it has higher defense than any of the other starting armors, including, I believe, the Guardians set, which is the pure might set, which has the highest armor values. It's a really, really, really good. It's because it's a higher level. You can tell by the repair stat how high level a certain article is. When we level up and put 3 more skill points into sorcery, we'll be able to wear this. And it's just, it's like the best, it's the best armor piece that you can get at the beginning of the game. It's really good. So, not a problem there. Now we'll go down here, talk to this lady real quick. But we've completed that quest. I'm going to show you Nani, and I'm going to complete her quest, and then we're going to stop. Because this video is already like 40 minutes long, which is pretty long, longer than I intended. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Everyone, it is all you are a friend to this village and to me. Goodbye.
So, there you go. And some more experience. So, we're almost level 3. Not quite, but almost. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. And then I'm just going to keep going from this point on. And, you know, we're going to have some more fun. So, stay tuned because after this video is up, the next day, preferably the next day, although I may have to do Terraria instead, there should be another video following it. So, stay tuned, guys. See you in a little bit. This is Sage, and as always, peace.